Hi Circle members, it's Jana Eubank from the Circle blog, and I'm here to show you a project today. If you were at the Utah Swarm, you probably saw this part of this banner hanging above the treat table there. Well, I created this banner, and while we were there, a lot of you showed interest in learning how to make it. So today I thought I would show you the components of it and how to put it together. This is actually a very dimensional banner, which is kind of makes it fun. Let me show you what I did. These banner pieces were cut from cardstock pattern paper from the Country Life cartridge. These letters are also from the Country Life cartridge. Now the Country Life cartridge does not have a shadow feature on the letters, so I glued the letter to cream cardstock and then hand trimmed around them afterwards. This zigzag doily piece and this border piece, these are border pieces, are both from the Cake Art cartridge, and I'll show you how to make those lollipop flowers in a minute. The lollipop is actually from the Mini Monsters cartridge. I'll show you how I did that one. And then finally, the little spiders hanging off here are from the Doodle Charms cartridge. And we just made him, sandwiched him between two of them between some black string, added some Google eyes, and then he's just hanging here and there from the banner, which makes it kind of a fun little detail. First off, I just want to show you the 5 cartridges that I used to make this banner project. First off, I used the Country Life cartridge to do the background banner pieces as well as the lettering. The All Occasions Cake Art cartridge was what I used to create the borders, to create the lollipop flowers. The Seasonal Cake Art cartridge is the one I used to make the zigzag doily piece. Now I did use the zigzag on this to match the zigzag background piece of the banner on here. If you'd rather do a scallop for whatever project you're using, this one actually has a scallop piece as well. So just depends on what you're doing and what your preference is. The lollipop is created using the Mini Monsters cartridge, and then finally the spider is from the Doodle Charms cartridge. So if you'd like to create the project exactly as I have it, these are the 5 cartridges you'll need. Okay, I have my deep cut blade loaded into the machine, and we're going to first cut the chipboard piece for the base of our banner. We want a chipboard base because this banner has a lot of dimensional features on it, and we want to make sure that we have a base that's sturdy enough to hold them. Now the banner piece that we're going to do is this one on page 72. It's the countryside, and we're doing this one right here. So I have selected my banner feature. I've pressed Shift and countryside. I have selected fit to page because I want it to be as big as I can on the page, and then I've also selected multi-cut because we are working with chipboard. To change the settings on the chipboard or on the multi-cut to make it cut as many times as we'd like, we hit settings and we hit OK until we get to multi-cut, and then here you can change it to cut more than once. Then we just select OK, hit settings again, it will turn it off. The speed, we want to turn the speed down on this. I'm going to do it to minimum. And then the pressure, we want it to be as high as possible. Okay, I am finished cutting my chipboard piece, and now I'm ready to cut the paper piece that will cover the chipboard piece. So since we already have it set up, I'm just going to hit repeat last, and then I changed my blade out, I changed my pressure settings back to normal, and now we're ready to cut that paper piece. We just cut our banner piece, and now I'm ready to cut the background piece. That's not focusing, but I want to cut the little zigzag background piece that will go behind the banner. So this is on page 73, and it is the Wildflowers button. So we will push the banner, the shift, and the wildflowers. There it is. Our paper's loaded, and we're ready to cut. The zigzag doily on the banner that's behind the lollipop flower was created using the Seasonal Cake Art cartridge from Martha Stewart Crafts. The graphic we'll be using is on page 40, and it's actually this one right here, called Star Wreath. I have it set at 5 inches. My paper's loaded, so we'll select Shift, Star Wreath, and cut. Construction of both the letter banner pieces and the circle banner pieces are basically the same except for the change in this. So here are our 3 pieces. We have our background piece, then we'll be gluing our chipboard piece to that, and then our pattern paper piece. So it's kind of a layered banner. There's a really fun lollipop dimensional flower on the front of the banner, and I'm going to show you how to make that. What we need first are some border pieces, and I'm going to cut them out from the Martha Stewart Crafts All Occasions Cake Art. The one we are going to use is on page 78, and it's called the zigzag border. We're going to be using this piece right here. We have it set at 2 inches. So we're going to select the mirror droplet, and then we're going to select the zigzag border. Now we want more than one border because we're going to connect them end to end. So I'm just going to select autofill. My paper's in there, my blade's in there, and we're ready to cut. Okay, so with our banner, we've got the background piece done, and then we have this zigzag medallion piece done. The next part we need to work on is this lolly flower right here, and I'm going to show you how to do that. We cut out 5 of our banner border pieces from the Martha Stewart All Occasions art, cartridge, cake art cartridge, and we're just going to score them. We score this on the valley, valley, peak, valley, peak, valley, peak, and just keep going all the way across until you're done. Okay, all our pieces are scored, and now we're just going to fold them. Like this. Now that we have all our pieces zigzagged, we need to join them together. And what I'm using is just some tacky Be Creative tape. Just rip off a piece, put it on there, and take one piece and join it to the next. Okay, so we have one big long piece. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to join the ends to make a circle. Okay, so now we're ready to take our little zigzaggy circle and make it into our lollipop flower. And what you do is you just kind of gather it together and turn it inwards flat like this. It's a little tricky. It takes some finessing. Once you get it, you got it. Okay, so now we're ready to add it to our banner piece. What I suggest for doing on this is using hot glue. So let me give this a good squirt of hot glue. Sorry, my glue gun doesn't reach over. And then we will place our lollipop flower right into that. And then I kind of spread it open a little bit to fill that medallion. Okay, our letter's all cut out and it's ready to attach to our banner piece. Basically, all you would do is just use your hot glue gun again and attach it right on there, like that. The next piece we're going to put together is this lollipop. This lollipop was cut from the Mini Monsters cartridge, and we cut all 3 layers. We cut this one, the purple circle, and then we cut an orange spiral. Now what I do, I wanted to put a real ribbon on this lollipop. So I actually just cut off the ribbon that was part of the image. So it's just a straight stick. Next we're going to add the purple piece. Actually, we want them to go that way. So the pattern's going up and down, the little striations. And then okay, I wanted my lollipop to have a real feel to it, a 3-dimensional look to it, so I decided to wrap it with the cellophane and add ribbons on it, and that's why we cut off the ribbon before. So we just take our lollipop And I just cut a section from some gift wrap, gift cellophane. Let me just kind of gather it together. I put the majority of on the back so that it didn't cloud up my lollipop image. Oh gosh, there's glue right there. Okay, just ignore that. And then I tied around the lollipop using this Haunted ribbon by Cosmo Cricut. I'm going to be using the black, the purple, and the orange. Okay, so our ribbon is tied onto our lollipop now. And as you can see on this one, before I hot glued it to my banner, I actually finished off the knot. And here's the knot before, with another little medallion piece. It's actually just this one, cut smaller, and I'll put the dimensions on the website. And then I added a button to the top and actually just stitched right through the ribbon knot. The final detail that we need to create for this banner is this cute little spider that will be hanging from the banner from his web. So let me show you what you need to create him. You will need some mini glue dots, some creative tape or tacky tape, 2 of the same spider shape. This one's from the Doodle Charms cartridge. And then I have 2 large Google eyes and 2 small Google eyes. And then finally some black string for his web. So what we're going to do is we're going to take his web. We're just going to sandwich the web in between the 2 shapes. Now we just need to add the Google eyes. Now what I like to do for a crazy looking spider is I like to add 1 large eye, and 1 small. Then since he might spin on our banner, we're going to do the same thing on the back. Alright, that's it. We've learned how to make our banner. We've learned how to do the background, the lollipop flower, the lettering, and the 3-dimensional lollipop, as well as our cute little dangly spider that will hang from the banner here and there. Now remember, you can spell out any Halloween word or saying that you want for this project. In fact, feel free to change up the papers and the accent pieces on the ends and use this idea all year round. It would be adorable for Christmas, for birthdays, for Valentine's Day. The possibilities really are endless. I hope you learned something today, and I hope you had fun watching this tutorial. My name is Jana Eubank from the Cricut Circuit blog, and we'll see you again next time. Thanks for joining me.